Now hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another Swiss 001 video. I think we're actually at the main airport of the island of Bali here in Indonesia to talk about some very interesting accidents that happened not too long ago. Yeah. And you know what? Let's just dive right into it. Now as you can see, we have a 737 right in front of us, and that's actually for a reason, because we're going to talk about two 737 cases. The first one is this one. Air Niugini Flight 73, which has some interesting pictures like this, or this one as well. Now, this actually happened last year, where a 737 crashed into the ocean in Southeast Asia, and actually did sink, right? Didn't it? It actually did. Wow, that is really interesting. Yeah, again, this happened not too long ago on September 28th, 2018, and I feel like the reason why this plane actually crashed still is somewhat unexplored. Does that make sense? Everyone's just like, you know, the plane just crashed into the ocean, but I really want to go a little bit deeper into why. Now, this landing took place, as I've already said, in Southeast Asia at a very small island here. Here we go, on this island of Wano here, there is this airport, which is probably the only airport around that can serve bigger airliners, right? And actually, it's been said that you can see the 737 in the satellite photo. I think that is the 737. That is so interesting. Let's just go ahead and spawn into the approach to runway 4 and try landing here and see how a 737 can end up in the ocean here. Oh damn. All right, welcome aboard the 737-800, and we are introduced with very, very bad weather. Yeah, the plane was flying in a very hefty storm, and we are definitely losing a lot of altitude. Oh my goodness. I can already see why they crashed. All right, I think we can end this video here. Oh, Jesus. All right, come on, let's get the yaw damper. This is very interesting. This is definitely not VFR conditions. This is IMC conditions. But the problem is this small airport does not have ILS procedures. Or at least it doesn't in the simulator, but that doesn't matter. We can still approach the airport, I guess. Let's just do that. And actually, the approach of this flight was performed very, very well of the pilots. Well, pretty much 80% of it. The last few feet, the last few meters were a problem, though. As you can see, we are flying in very tough... Oh, Jesus. This is not normal anymore. Okay, we have crashed now. All right, now we are definitely in the water. Yeah, this was actually not that bad of a representation of the real thing. The impact of the plane wasn't so bad, but it actually did crash into the ocean a few hundred feet in front of the runway, and we are now inside of the water. Very quickly starting to fill up, obviously. Let's get all the passengers out. Now, in the real flight, surprisingly enough, the ditching worked quite well because it sank into the ocean, but most of the passengers actually made it out of the airplane. I think there was one fatality, but that was actually because someone was not wearing a seatbelt, which is obviously unfortunate, but you know, everyone survived this landing, I guess. As I've already said, the plane later sank into the ocean, and yeah, not a very successful flight, huh? Now let's watch this again. What did actually happen in real life was that the pilots lost awareness of the ocean. They actually did not notice that they were sinking at a higher rate, and yeah, well, they crashed, and that is the whole flight for you. Now the thing is, pretty much the same thing happened a few years earlier in 2013 with the liner plane that we had in the intro of the video. Alright, welcome back to Bali Airport, again with not very good weather conditions. It isn't as stormy here, but the visibility is really much just as bad. But that is actually no problem at all. As you can see down here in the instruments, we have a full-on ILS approach going on with these diamonds down here. Everything is looking good. We are able to fly down here, but we cannot see the runway particularly, do we? Yeah. Well, this is actually kind of what the flight looked like before it crashed into the ocean as well. But the pilots decided still not to go around, even though they did not definitely have the runway in sight. I do not, by the way. No idea. Is that the runway down there? No, it's not, is it? Everything's ready here, I guess, and it's not, is it? Oh no, we've crashed again. Oh wow, there's a bridge here as well. Alright, that is the second 737 lost. Actually, that impact was a little harder here in the 737. I actually haven't shown you a picture yet, right? Yeah, this is what the flight looks like. As you can see, they were not that far from the actual runway, but they also crashed. Because apparently, again, they also lost awareness of the situation. Oh, wow, okay, now we're not that far from the runway, were we? Alright, just kind of weird, just crashing right in front of the runway, isn't it? But yeah, that was kind of the problem both times here. The pilots did not go around in time, and then, you know, they did end up in the ocean. They did not exactly crash into the ocean, and they did realize, you know, in the last few seconds of the flight that they were going to crash into the ocean, but, you know, it was always too late for the go-around. So we can say that the pilots on board were kind of idiots? I guess so. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Alright, never mind. It is time for a bonus clip. Yes, as you can see right here, we're in an A320, which is very much different from a 737, I guess. No, actually not that much. It serves the same market, but that's a whole other story. Now, unlike the 737, A320 and other Airbus planes have an actual ditching, a water landing feature. I'm not joking. This plane really has a ditch mode. So let's try that one today, because that kind of fits to the video. Let's just disengage both engines here, turn them both off. It's very interesting that just 2 switches here can kill the whole plane, isn't it? All right, there we go. Now the plane does continue to work just fine. The ram air fan has come out. Yeah, our good old friend, which will save our aircraft pretty much. Well, we still have maintained control. Now we obviously have the choice to return back to the airport, which is probably the thing that you'll mostly want to do, but we're not going to do that. We're going to ditch this plane into the ocean. And for that, we're going to turn on the ditching mode. What a surprise. Yeah, right next to the cabin pressure here in the menu, we can also activate the ditching mode. Well, we've just done that. Now, as I've already said, this is a feature that the A320s and other Airbus planes have, but I don't think many Boeing planes have it. So that's interesting. All right, let's just maintain this glide speed here and get this plane safely down to the ground, which is definitely what's happening right now. We're at quite a high altitude, so let's just try to speed things up a little bit. There we go. We're coming down just nicely. Let's fly around the island and stay as close as possible to the land so that we can actually be rescued by the Coast Guard or something. There we go. Now let's talk about what the ditching feature actually does, because well, that's the important part. Basically, it closes the open air inlets of the aircraft and the valves, and yeah, it basically prevents water from coming into the aircraft, which will definitely slow the flooding of the aircraft itself after the successful water ditching. Because, well, as we've seen here with the 737, which does apparently not have this kind of ditching mode, the planes, they do completely drown after a water landing. Obviously, they're not boats, right? Unless you have an A320 with ditching mode. Alright, so most Airbus planes, they do come prepared for that. I don't know if Boeing planes have this kind of feature. I mean, they should be able to have this kind of feature, because, I mean, you know, they're pressurized, so they can completely seal their cabins, right? But that's a whole nother story. Let's just get this plane landed before we talk anything else. Alright, this will now be the first intentional water landing that we're doing in this video. All the other cases were kind of unintentional and very stupid. Alright, let's go and touch down. There we go. Oh, this is something that's already happened on the Hudson River not too long ago, actually. There we go. The plane is coming to a stop quite slowly, actually. This is taking a while. In real life, I don't think this would take this long. Even though, I don't know. All right, there we go. We have landed just nicely now. So we can go to the cabin and actually try to save some people, right? All right, let's go ahead and open the doors. Okay, that doesn't work. We have to do it from the actual tablet here. That is kind of stupid. All right. Okay, I'm not able to open the doors, apparently. Oh, wait. Okay, all our passengers are going to die now. Well, apparently they are not, because, again, the cabin is sealed now. There's no water coming in. So, which is why the plane is definitely not sinking at all. Now we're just, you know, sliding across the water. We can basically, you know, just let us drift to the mainland. And there we go. That is a totally safe operation, I guess. I don't know. No, probably not. No, obviously, there has already been a ditching of an A320. You know, the A320 that landed in the Hudson River like 10 years ago. The thing is, actually, in that landing, they did not use the ditch button. They did not press it, which caused the plane to actually sink. If they were to actually press that button, then the plane did not sink. Now, they did not press this button because obviously things went by so fast, they didn't really have time to prepare for the landing. They just went straight for the Hudson, the crew of the A320. And I mean, you know, they did end up doing a successful landing, so all is fine pretty much, right? Well, yeah, that's about ditching an A320. We cannot exit through these either, can we? All right. Yeah, this plane is basically the perfect plane to ditch. So, yeah, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night.